a lot happening in the collectibles market this week. One of the largest auction houses in the world posted a record. A private collection of 900 works came to light, and of all things, an animatronic bear is heading to auction. I'm Sharna Bobi, and this is Open Bid from AltFN Data, where I break down what's really happening in the luxury and collectibles markets. The headline this week was with Heritage Auctions, and it matters because of who they are. Christie's and Sotheby sit on the blue chip end of the market with paintings that sell for millions. Heritage offers something different. It is the largest auctioneer in the world for collectibles that most of us grew up with, like coins, comic books, trading cards, sports, and film memorabilia. So when Heritage sets a record, it isn't on the trophy end of the market that's talking. It is the everyday collector. And this week, they set a significant one with just over $1.4 billion in the first half of the year. The company made a point of saying that the collecting market is getting broad, with more categories, more buyers, more price points, all rising at once. And this isn't just with Heritage Auctions. The research firm ArtTactic looked across the whole industry and found that major auction houses have genuinely recovered this year after a soft stretch. And this is no longer just our thesis, it is showing up in the independent data as well. The strength that began at the very top with, for example, the Modigliani that sold for $63.9 million is now reaching all the way down to the comic books and coins. A few of the pieces coming up for sale caught my attention, and these are in completely different sales. Over at Sotheby's, they unveiled a collection called Magnum Opus with 900 works from a single private owner, one of the largest to come to auction in years. In a different sale entirely in the car world, we have one of the most rare Lamborghini Diablos ever built, and this is about to be offered. And yet, in another corner of the market, a large animatronic bear said to have inspired Jeff Koons is heading to auction. Three unrelated sales, three completely different worlds, are all active at the same time. The market is moving a collection of 900 works, a rare Lamborghini, and an animatronic bear, all in the same stretch, and it appears that the appetite is not narrow but broad. There's also a strong current of restitution this week with the returning of looted art to its origins. More than 1,000 repatriated artifacts went on display in Bogota, and the United States handed back 2 looted bronze Buddha statues. Provenance, the documented story of who owned an object and where it came from, has quietly become one of the most powerful forces in this market, and it works in both ways. A clean history adds value, and a tainted one takes it away. And here's a finding from our research at AltFN Data, because the numbers are at the heart of what we do. Everyone saw the headline with the Modigliani selling for $63.9 million, a record for the London season. But almost no one asked what the painting actually returned. So we did. It was bought back in 1995 for $12.4 million, and it sold this year for $63.9 million. That sounds spectacular until you spread it across the 31 years that the owner held it. That works out to a return of 5.4% a year. Let's compare this to a plain index fund compounded at nearly double that rate over the same period. Then, the same $12.4 million put into the S&P back in 1995 would be worth far more today than the painting ever fetched at that record. So that's a thing that a lot of collectors miss. A record price and a strong return can be two different things. And on the equity side, the listed luxury names stayed soft again this week, with LVMH slipping to around €490, even as the objects on the auction block kept setting more records. You'll find the full breakdown of this at altfndata.com. Now, before I go, let's take a quick look at what's coming in the rest of the week. Tomorrow on Luxury Spending, I'll get into why the white diamond, the stone most people assume is the most valuable of all, is quietly losing its crown. On Wednesday, with art markets, the auction houses just got their half-year report card, and the numbers tell a very different story than the headlines. On Thursday, with auto markets, we'll explore the one statistic that stopped me this week. 1 in every $5 in the entire collector car market now goes to one single brand. On Friday, with closing price, I'll put the whole week together. There's a new episode every weekday, so make sure you're following and tuned in. That's it for your week in the market. I'm Sharon Bobby with AltFN Data. I'll see you tomorrow.